Okay, so today we're going to talk about validation in Ubelix. What we're going to do is we're first going to create a file, an artwork file, by creating a new Illustrator blank document. Then using the plugin to select a brand, which will populate the project dropdown, which in turn will populate the SKU or piece of artwork dropdown. And we're going to work on the strawberry jam label today. So we're accessing the backend again through the server, and we're retrieving all the copy and graphics that have been deemed as having to appear on that strawberry jam label. And we see here that 58 pieces of copy and graphics are to appear on that label. So now that we've accessed them and retrieved them from the server, we're going to actually click on Quick Start to insert them in the Illustrator file. And here it is. We have now, in a few seconds, imported 58 pieces of copy in the Illustrator file. So if you can compare that with what most people are doing nowadays, you can see how efficient we are. Basically, what most people do when they're not using Ubelix is the designer usually gets a Word document, and they open Word, and there's 58 pieces of text in there, and they cut and paste 58 times from Word to Illustrator. It takes a lot of time. They make usually at least one or two mistakes, maybe forgetting the last character in a text object, etc. So basically, we are now off to actually designing. So after some designing, that's what we end up with. We kind of laid out all the copy, laid out all the panels, laid out the graphics, and we have a nice looking strawberry jam label. We're still working on it, and in the meantime, the legal folks and the marketing folks are probably still working on the copy. We thought that when they sent us the original copy, it was quote unquote approved. But as most people know in the design industry, the designer starts working with the copy, and as they're working on the copy and as they actually import all the text in their Illustrator file, usually marketing and legal folks are still kind of discussing the copy and changing it. And that's kind of like where the nightmare happens, which is there's two versions of the copy, and quite often a lot of time is spent trying to make sure that the text in Illustrator is still the valid copy. Okay, so we've been working on our strawberry label, strawberry jam label for a while now, and maybe over days or over a few weeks. We don't continuously work on it, but right now we're gonna open the file because we got some design work to do. So we're gonna open in Illustrator that file, and what happens is that Ubelix actually, seeing that there's Ubelix copy in the file, will access the server and will kind of compare the copy in the artwork to the copy on the server, so that if there's any updates that have been done by the legal folks or the marketing folks, the designer will be automatically notified of these changes. And so there's quite a lot of copy. There's 58 pieces of copy, so it's taking a few seconds. And here we have a message that says that there's 3 text objects that are in need of updating. So we're going to look at these pieces of text. The first one is the additional information that if we look at the text that's in the file and the text that's in the database, we see that the 24-hour period has been updated to 48 hours. So we're gonna click on update item, and the text in the artwork is updated. One thing that's noteworthy is that the formatting here has been conserved. So much of the design work that has been done on the copy is conserved when we update items. So let's move on to the next piece of copy that has some validation issues. As we click here on the list, it gets selected in the piece of artwork. We see that it says Ubelix Solutions 2012 in the file, and it should say, based on what's in the database, it should say Ubelix Solution 2011. So we're going to update the item. Okay, it's updated. So we're going to move on to the next piece of copy. And here we see that it should be changed from produced in the UK for Ubelix to produced in the UK by Ubelix. So we're gonna click here, and here it is updated. So now basically we've kind of moved all the checking of the copy, all the work that was done by maybe a project manager, and there was a lot of overhead, and that was kind of often error prone. We've moved that to an automated, pretty much error free and overhead free process. So now we can go on and work on our file and do whatever design we want. Then we can save our file, and we'll close our file, and we'll see now what happens when we reopen the file. When we reopen the file, that validation process still goes on, but since there's not going to be any errors, the process is going to be transparent for the designer. So we're just doing the validation as we open the file. Again, it's 58 pieces of text, so it's taking a little bit of time. But now we can jump in. We don't have any dialog box that pops up. So basically, what we've shown you is, to summarize, what we've shown you is that, first of all, at the very beginning, we imported all the copy into the Illustrator file. That was very quick. No Word document involved, no Excel spreadsheets involved, no cut and pasting, no errors in cut and pasting. And then, as we designed, we see that Ubelix kind of synchronizes the files and the backend copy, so that we don't have to spend a lot of time always checking to see if the copy is correct in our artwork. That's it for the validation part of Ubelix. You can find more details about Ubelix on our website at www.ubelix.com. That's UBELIX. Or you should feel free to call us at 513-706-5163. Thank you.